So as you can see on my WAP dashboard right here, we took Jack from 2K, so 2K around here, September 19th, got him to around 27K on mid-November. Alright, so took him from 2 to 27K MRR in about 50 days, something like that, and I can show you the progress. So throughout this whole video, by the way, haven't gotten to the context yet, I'm going to show you exactly what numbers to track and exactly how to improve them so that you can get results like this. Start a trading community from either nothing or where you already are all the way to 25K, 50K, 100K MRR like we've done for our clients. Alright. So Jack, when we first started with him, which was September 26th, he was about at 2.8K MRR, and you can see the stats progress here. Alright, so MRR, just basically we pumped Mofu traffic, got a ton of leads through just the lead magnet system, tying in the unique mechanism into his content, stuff like that. So you can see Mofu traffic basically just jumped. Alright, and now what does that mean? What does any of this mean? So I'm gonna break it all down for you, don't worry, and then we'll talk about how to improve them. Alright, so impressions, this is just how many impressions you get on social media. Alright, we use a software called Metrical to track them. Basically, you go on there, see how many people you're reaching on each social platform, it'll add it together. That's impressions, basically just how many people you can reach at all. Mofu traffic's basically how many people of the impressions from social media you can get into your lead list, you can get onto another platform by collecting their email, collecting their phone number, getting them into the Discord, whatever, through. We use mainly lead magnets, or really any method you have will add to that Mofu traffic. Alright, so back in September 26th, he was still getting a good amount of impressions, like actually only about a third of what he was getting now, but his MRR was about a 15th, almost a 15th of where he is at now. And that's just because he had no actual system to increase his Mofu traffic, increase his conversions, everything like that. New Discord joins, I bet you can figure out what that is. It's basically how many people join the Discord. Mofu to free trial is what percent of the Mofu traffic, the emails we collect, people we get in Discord, whatever, how many of those we can convert to a free trial, which you can see for here for Jack, it hovers around 7%, had a weird little dip here. By the way, you'll see it started at 8.1%, but because the Mofu traffic was so low, the only Mofu traffic he got was way higher in 10, and even then, 8.1 super low. When we had Mofu at 8K, 7K, it was still hovering around 7.5 to 8K, or 7.5 to 8%, which is actually slightly below average. Average for us is around, ranges between 10 to 15. But that would mean a lot of people were getting on a free trial, and trial conversions actually improved because we added email automation such as onboarding, we added churn automations, just basically stuff to make sure people get full use of the actual product. If you've seen our channel before, you kind of know how we do onboarding emails. If you don't, go into the description or go onto our channel, watch a video on the automations we do. Basically how it works is we survey the highest LTV customers in the WAP, figure out how they use the product, or how they figured out how to use the product to get a disproportionate amount of value compared to all of the other customers, and therefore had the highest LTV. And then we'll teach everyone who comes into the product to do those exact same things. And those things they did, we call activation points, just whatever we can get them to do that makes them stay for longer. Alright. Hormozy has a video on this if you want to watch that. I think we might have a video on it, so you can watch that as well. And then churn percent, obviously, is just what percent of your customers leave per month. Before, it was really high, although there were less people, so it's a small sample size, but it did tend to decrease over time. Right now it's pretty high because we are at a pretty weird time in the market. So it's December. Churn rate's always a little bit higher around this time, gets better in Q1. But when we were at a stupid peak where we had 12.3, 12.5K Mofu traffic, our churn was sitting pretty at around 10% or less, which is very, very optimal. So let me pause this and figure out what the hell. Alright, so real quick, this is super important, and you can steal this for yourself. We have a free KPI sheet, basically, where you can take this, measure where your KPIs are, and then basically use the theory of constraints, figure out what's the hole in your business, how to fix that immediately so that you can scale your business in the most efficient way possible. And we actually do this for clients. Alright, so if you want to try doing it yourself, it's not that easy without a lot of expertise and having done it a ton of times before, but I mean, tracking KPIs is always good, right? So link to this in the description. It'll have every stat you actually need to be tracking, all the targets, so like what targets you need to hit. In fact, we should talk about these real quick. So for beginners, just impressions, anything above 100,000. If you're doing under 100,000, you probably are messing something up or just are not posting enough. Mofu traffic, if you are above 5k Mofu traffic, you're getting a ton of impressions, you're converting a lot of those into leads, then you are absolutely killing it. Or anything with above 5k means you are going to crush it if you keep it up. And these are always tracked over the last 4 weeks, by the way. So we don't mean like 5k in a week, although we have done that before, and it's actually not unusual for us to do it. Free Discord joins. The Discord, as we spoke about in previous videos, with the whole nurture system, with all the content, the ManyChat, link in bio, to the lead magnets, to the email automations with the Discord, to the long form nurture funnel with all the content, webbing everywhere, into the Godfather offer. Your Discord's a very important part of that, right? So 65% of the people that claim your lead magnets or just are in your middle funnel in general should be joining your Discord, because it's a massive part of the nurturing sequence. Mofu for the free trial, as I said earlier, it's around average 10 to 15% or more trial conversion. This is actually, at the time of writing, our average was 35-50%, but I believe it's because all of our clients were having like an insane couple months. So now it's around 25-30 average, somewhere around that, a bit lower. But that's still completely fine, and a trial we find is still very, very optimal for max amount of money made in general. Alright. Churn rate 20% or less is optimal. If you're in that 20, 25, maybe even like 27, 28 area, then you're still doing okay, but it's getting a bit high. If you're above 30, you literally lose a third of your customers every month, and I mean, you're in danger. Your business won't die in 3 months, but if you don't do anything about it, you'll have lost a lot of MRR. The way percentages work is you lose a third, and then you lose a third of what's remaining. So you don't, like, it's not a third, 2/3, 3/3. I'm fucked. But yeah, cool. So I'll pause this and we'll go to mirror board and basically just explain how our entire funnel helps you with all these KPIs. Alright, so obviously impressions. So I can actually, let me pull this up so that I have it as I explain this. Alright, so for the first bit, the impressions, let me also whip it out on our client's KPI sheet for specific clients, or I mean for the ones we work with. So yeah, we'll just stick to Jack. So impressions, obviously, that's just going to be how many people you reach on social media, which is massively influenced by how good you are at actual content. So mainly, I mean, the main thing about content is hook, retain, reward, how well you can do those things, and just the amount of reach you can get. Alright. But what's also important for Mofu traffic is the targeting on your top of funnel content, and that's something we helped Jack massively with. So yeah, we plugged in our lead magnet system that, I mean, scales people to ridiculous numbers. That's probably one of the secrets on how we do it so fast. Also plugged in his automations, his landing pages, whatever. But because we changed that content targeting, all of the people he was getting watching his videos, not only were there more, in fact, if you look at the sheet, there were almost 458 to about, I think, peak 1.9. Yeah, for like for like a month or two. That's almost a 4x increase. So a 4x increase in overall volume in general, but also about like a 10x increase in quality. Because everybody who watched they were all educational style, like some of our clients like Dodge DD or Colin, and also very tied into his specific unique mechanism, which he trades, if you know ICT, the 4-hour PO3, power of 3. So every single viewer who was watching it, not only were there four times more of them, but also they all learned about his specific unique mechanism. They were all being taught by him. They were more into trading already because non-traders don't get recommended that type of content, and they were probably already invested in ICT / his unique mechanism. So who else are they gonna go learn it from other than the guy who's already been teaching them and has proven he knows what he's talking about? Then the quality of the lead magnet also matters for Mofu traffic. It has to tie into your content very well. So obviously Jack can't just release like a free options guide. I mean, he might get like a few hundred opt-ins, but his content not only is not about options, he actually trades futures specifically. It doesn't really matter. His content's more about technical analysis. So his lead magnet should probably be about technical analysis, right? And it shouldn't be something vague like, oh, these are my top 5 indicators, or this is how you trade trend lines, because he doesn't do any of that. Guess what he trades? The 4-hour, 10 a.m. power of 3. So that's what his lead magnets are going to be, and they're all not only going to be tied into his specific unique mechanism, but they're all going to be branded to him, so his unique mechanism is very much framed as he's the only person you can come to for that kind of education. All right, and that's how you massively increase conversion rates from the content to the actual lead magnet, and then also double the conversion rate on the back end just from the people who claim that lead magnet, get super nurtured, build a lot of trust and authority, and then those people will want to pay you 10 times more than an uninvested audience doesn't know about your unique mechanism and isn't already emotionally invested in trading or whatever you're doing. And for the new Discord joins, this percentage, I did say you want above 65%. If you're getting a lot of Mofu traffic, it's still ideal to get them in the Discord, but it's okay if this drops off. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is inaccurate. Pretty sure they measured this like on the week for some reason. So like this would be amount of joins in the last week. So we just measured that incorrectly. There should be like a few thousand. But it is incredibly important to get as many of the people in the Mofu traffic into the Discord as possible because of the nurturing ability of the Discord. And the way to do that is actually very tactical. There's not like a unique mechanism thing you can do about it. I mean, you can frame the Discord as a lot of free education, there's a lot of value you can provide in there. For Ryan, we set up like free alerts, we set up a lot of free education, we set up what's called an FDNS, free Discord nurture sequence. So that's something we specifically do for our clients that we haven't released anywhere else. So if you're interested in us, like, by the way, running this whole thing, it's a first link in the description. You can book a call with us. We can see how we can help you one-on-one specifically. All right, so don't comment and, like, offer us something because we're busy. We don't have time. We're not going to read it. Hit that first link in the description and book a call. But, yeah, on the tactics of the new Discord joins, it's going to be maybe if you aren't getting enough Discord joins, off every HVCO claim, so off every lead magnet claim, you can either redirect them to the Discord or put the HVCO in the Discord so that they have to join it to claim that lead magnet, and then also get all the other value in there. All right, so that there are some tactics in which you can pump that number up, and then you need to be able to provide enough initial value and recurring value that's unique to keep people in that Discord engaged and actually being nurtured. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff there. We can make actually a whole video about that. Actually, we do have a whole video about that. Just go onto our channel and just search up like business grower Discord design. You'll find it. And then this number. So the Mofu to free trial, this is what people usually consider conversion rate. Alright, so this is the percentage of people that have become leads. We've collected their email. We've either gotten them into the Discord or we have their attention on other platforms. Now they're in the massive web of content. They're around here. All right, around steps 3, 4, and 5. If you don't know the steps, go to the channel. Again, we have a lot of videos. There's a video on the 6 steps of this funnel, completely broken down so that you can steal it for yourself. All right, go watch that. But if they're in this massive web, the the level of education in your content and the level you tied into your unique mechanism and the authority you frame yourself in is a massive factor of what percent of these people actually convert to your free trial and Godfather offer, and also how good your offer actually is. All right. So for Jack, his pretty much stayed the same, but again, we fucking what is that, like 30x'd? I think like 35x'd his Mofu traffic. So that staying the same really actually means we almost doubled it, because when he had 2.5, it was at 6%. So obviously when your volume goes higher, you're getting more of a broad reach. They aren't as niched down as like these 453 people were, and there was a lot of intent on this traffic. All right, so the fact that we got it up to 7.78% is still quite impressive, because if you do the numbers on, even 5% of 12.5k, how many trials is that? What is it? 0.5%? Yeah, 5%. So 625 trials in those last 4 weeks at a conversion rate of around, he was chilling at around 18%. That's not math. And he had a $99 product, so he made around 11k in monthly recurring revenue, which keeps paying him for months to come, as long as his churn rate stays as low as it is currently. So the way to increase this number, because you want it between 10 to 15%, is just improve this whole system you have here. The thing we're working with Jack on is long form, because if he had long form, this number would be way higher. Like Ryan's, for example, Dodgy CD. He has an awesome YouTube, very educational, very tied into his unique mechanism. He is converting at around 12.5% average. He ranges, but he hovers around there. And then this number here, trial conversion, that has a lot to do with not only how good your product is, how good of a week you've had trading, the actual onboarding sequence, so how well people were able to understand and use the product. We do have emails for that, and we have a lot of customer retention emails to make sure people get the most use out of your product. So those are things you can plug in. These are things we plug in for free trial conversion, but really you're still going to get a lot of Indians, Pakistanis, people in non-curated countries, as we call them, that just won't pay regardless. So you probably, unless you're only hitting US people somehow, if you are, somehow teach me, but you'll probably not get something over 60%, let's say. So anything below that, but above like 15% will be fine. And then churn rate just has a massive thing to do with the product and the onboarding, and then the actual churn emails in case they churn, to win them back. So you can just work on those, but as long as your churn is under, let's say, 30%, you're okay. You're getting in the worrying range, or above 22, 23, like above 25, but you're technically still fine. All right, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would worry much more on the impressions, Mofu traffic, and then if your Mofu to free trial is like under 5, then I would worry about it. If it is that low, I would look at the ratio between your new Discord joins and the Mofu traffic, make sure it's above 65%, because if it's not, you're missing out a lot on that Discord nurturability. And then plus, make sure you're posting a lot of long form that's very educational, very high quality, and then you can even sell high ticket stuff. This YouTube channel, at the time of recording this, has like 530 subscribers. We literally make 100,000 a month off this YouTube channel, not for monetization, but selling people on the stuff we do, just because we're so good at our jobs, but also because we can prove we know what we're doing. All right, so that's super important. Make sure you get all of these stats. I'll leave this sheet, by the way, so that you can fill it out for your own business in the description. You can just claim that. Yeah, should absolutely kill it. So just watch another video on this channel, please, and I'll see you in 2 days, because me and Louis alternate video postings.